Hey everyone, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez, coming at you today with a VV Omi update video. Guys, if you're new, welcome. If not, welcome back. I love y'all. I would say, where's Nastascia? Oh, my light in my room is no longer working, so I'm filming in the kitchen for right now until I just go out later and get a light bulb. Anyway, we'll start with Omi real quick. Omi has slightly above normal volume at over $750,000 in volume. It did go up about 0.9%. We are up past that 0009 area. We usually go up and down that multiple times a week. And that is despite the rest of the crypto market doing relatively poorly the last 24 hours. Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB, XRP, Cardano, all of the top 10 are down. Actually, all of the top 20, with the exception of Avalanche, is down. So we are outperforming there, which is pretty nice. And just goes to show you that Omi tends to do its own thing. That doesn't really take a lot of money to move the market. It's very, very, maybe $10,000 can really move it, like a 0.1% or 1%. That's how much it can move. We do have a bit to go over in the macro today. We do have California DMV is going to use Tezos, so you're going to have NFT car titles, which I've said before, NFTs are going to take over the entire world because that's just what's happening. So the fact that it is becoming mainstream, at least in California DMV, I know everyone hates the DMV and everyone's probably going to be like, this is stupid, but it's just going to get people normalized to it, and I think that's just good for the space. We have had more sales for Amazing Fantasy 15 over that 5-figure mark, over $10,000. Dr. Profit continues to say that it is still very, very underpriced in his opinion. There was a little bit of debate the other day about Mickey Digital Collectibles versus Oswald Digital Collectibles, and saying, well, if you take a look at the physical prices of them, you don't really see anything for Oswald over a couple $100. But somebody had some good Google foo and found that at an auction, I think this is Golden Auction site. We did have a Oswald the Lucky Rabbit in Great Guns from 1927, sold for $37,000. Again, most of the people most of the things that they were Googling, they saw recent sales on eBay for Oswald plushies and Oswald toys or whatever from 2017, and the rest of the Steamboat Willie and Mickey stuff was from 80, 90, 100 years ago. So the fact that we have this now that is almost 100 years old, 1927, it makes sense that it is in the tens of thousands of dollar ranges. That's why I'm still bullish on Oswald. We got a Feesh update from Brockman's Blockchain saying, hello everyone, hope your weekend is going awesome. Casual reminder that this Tuesday we will be doing our second Swim Up Twitter Spaces. I'll have a POAP giveaway. Well, what's a POAP? It's like a free NFT that you get to remember that you were there. Also, in the general, should Feeshes adopt a brand? Brockman's Blockchain's asking that. Goldfish crackers seem to be on the nose. Something else out there we all love and have fun with on social media, shout it out. I'm still waiting for the beer. Whether that comes or not, I really hope it does. If it does, great. If not, no big deal. It's just something that I really want. We had some people the other day asking if they're going to have the physical Dragon Girls. Remember when Vivi said that originally for sale at the Vivi booth number 3200 all weekend, there were physical statues of the Tokidoki Dragon Girl. There are a few of these left, actually, so you will be able to buy them at the next live event. They haven't gone and said which live events they're going to. A lot of people were speculating Toronto Comic-Con. Alex G did say that he did say that they were leaning against going to London DCon in a Twitter Spaces a couple weeks ago. But for the New York Comic-Con and the San Diego Comic-Con, I don't even know if that's Vivi's choice. I think Marvel's just like, you're coming, just because that's a really big investment for him. I wouldn't be too shocked to see Vivi at the D23, at that Disney version of Comic-Con later this year as well. But again, that's up in the air. That is just speculation coming from me. Comment down below if this is a record or not, but we did have a Miles Morales sale for $8,800, to be more specific, $8,799, which was a $1,500 increase from the sale that happened prior. I just thought that was pretty legit. And again, I think that might be a record. Comment down below if it is or if it's not. And Dr. Profit goes and tweets that in a few years' time, this piece will be considered a steal, or this price will be considered a steal. I think so too. I think Miles Morales will be worth tens of thousands of dollars in the next bull run. Like 60, 80K is not outside of the realm of possibility, maybe even six figures, what Peter Parker did last bull run. Okay, so we're going to go over today's Infinity Stone. Today's drop, Vivi did sell it out. That is, I think, $111,000 in top line revenue. That is gross volume, which is great for them. Another six-figure day. And that's just on the drop. That's not including the fees and the seller's fees and all that. That obviously Vivi makes those 24/7. But David Yu had tweeted, this is the fifth Infinity Stone. It will be interesting to see how many fams will have all five. Now, obviously, David knows more than most everyone about these comic books, saying that there are 6 Infinity Stones. So what I think he might be hinting at here when he says how many fans will have all 5. It could be one of two things. It could be how many have all 5 up to this date, or it could be how many will have all 5 because the 6th one will be an airdrop. Again, most people were kind of hoping for the 6th one you'd have to burn something, which would take a lot of dev work to be able to go and say, okay, choose this. Are you sure you want to choose this? Are you sure you want to burn it? Yes, burn it, and then give you MCP points or whatever it is, and then it gets you the soul stone. So I don't think they do that just because that would take a lot of time. And I mean, generally, these Infinity Stones were coming out every 80 or 90 days, so about once a quarter. But this one came out literally less than 2 weeks after the last one. So it looks like they're rushing this a little bit. Not rushing it, they're just speeding up the process. So I don't think that we're going to have to wait another 80, 90 days for the next one. If we do, that does give them time to do some stuff on the front and back end to be able to make sure burning works. But I just don't believe that right now. I think that the next one will be relatively quickly and within the next 2 months. And then those, hopefully we get the airdrop of a Thanos or Stark Gauntlet. Comment down below what your best theories are. And for those of you wondering, I did do a poll the other day that says, how many Infinity Stone sets do you all have on the app? The numbers were 0, 1 to 3, or 4, plus they were getting this one. And the last option was just show results. Now, granted, only 950 people voted on this, but over half, 51% of them had 0. Like they had none of the stones. 18% had 1 to 3, 21% had 4 plus, meaning that they were going to get this one, and 9% choose to show the results. So out of all the people that had this, that were getting this one, you're really only looking at like 200 people. That's really not a lot. So I would say, but again, that's out of 950 people that took this poll. There are obviously tens of thousands on the app, and there's also something that people should take a look at. If you look at the Eye of Agamotto, it is right now being sold. The floor is 530 gems. And I'm not going to sit here and say that's cheap. I will say, though, that this is with the opinion, or this is with the theory that all of these are going to mean something. They're still technically... Vivi hasn't come out and said, yeah, you're going to get an airdrop, if you collect all of these. They haven't gone and said that. This is all just speculation. But again, they don't release stuff like this for no reason. I do think there will be some type of gauntlet, whether you have to buy it or it's an airdrop. There's a kitty over there. Sorry, there's a kitty in my yard. That being said, part of the reason why the secret rare Eye of Agamotto with the Infinity Stone in it is 530 is because it is right now the scarcest Infinity Stone. I would say that, and it's also the oldest in the app as far as Infinity Stones go, so it's had a lot of time to marinate in the app, have a lot of people, buy and sell it. And it was also here in the bull run. So, what happened, or maybe we were on the decline of that, but it is the oldest in the app. Why I think this is special is because it is the oldest and it is the scarcest. However, the soul stone that we're still, ready for, hopefully in the next couple months, that could be the scarcest. Maybe they have this one at 1,000, or they have this one at 1,800, anything below the 2,000 that you have on the secret Eye of Agamotto. So I'm really curious to see what that goes. If they do announce after the Soul Stone saying, oh yes, if you have all of these, you're going to get an airdrop, because whenever it's Marvel or Disney, they always do say that. They always do say, yes, you are going to get an airdrop for these. Then I think this could reach, if this remains the scarcest, I think this goes well over 600, maybe 700. If this is not the scarcest, if the Soul Stone is like 1,000 or 1,500, I believe this might drop a little bit, and then a lot of people really go into the Soul Stone. So there's generally what happens with a lot of airdrops is as soon as the airdrop snapshot is taken, the rest of things kind of plummet. What would this plummet to? I don't know. I mean, it is still scarce. It is still the first Infinity Stone on here, but I would say it would decrease by half. Like if this goes up to 650 or 700, I would say this goes below 300. I mean, it is still a scarce piece, and it is still, valuable in my opinion. It is animated. It's really cool. But I would say this would take a heavy drop after that airdrop. But again, that's just my opinion, and we are going like 3 levels into speculation at this point. Speaking of speculation, there has been, we have Omi the Clown going out and tweeting, well, considering a prominent team member decided to buy all of the others, talking about Infinity Stones, within the space of 5 minutes last week, I'm going to say you need them all. Again, this is Omi the Clown saying this, and he has gone and taken a look at, I guess, a team member had purchased within 5 minutes all of the Infinity Stones. And what I saw on Twitter and I saw on Facebook was absolutely ridiculous. Everyone immediately jumping to conclusions. Insider trading, insider information, this is illegal. What proof do you guys have of that? Again, right before I took this screenshot was a screenshot of David Yu saying this is the 5th Infinity Stone. If I, let's say, didn't really necessarily know Marvel, if I necessarily don't really pay attention to the Vivi app, and I just, I code for them, or whatever I do for Vivi, if I am on Twitter and I see David Yu say, or even if I'm just a random person, this is the 5th Infinity Stone, and it will be interesting to see how many fans will have all 5, I can just be like, maybe that means something. Maybe I'll go and buy it. That's just a hint or a tease from David. That's just, or it just could be him trolling us. I don't know. But the fact that people jump to conclusions saying this is immediately insider trading is absolutely ridiculous. That is crazy talk. And again, there's zero proof that anyone has that. I just explained it away in 2 seconds right there. Anywho, moving on. So we do have a guy named Plan B who has, about 1.8 million followers over on the Twitter. I'm going to go and say Bitcoin bottom is in the 2024 halving. Is going to have it greater than 32. It's going to be, by the Bitcoin halving, you're going to have greater than $32,000 Bitcoin. And in the bull market, the $100,000 scenario is probably the minimum. He takes a look at, and he goes and he says that little gold yellow chart right there, that is for Bitcoin between 100,000 and 1 million per Bitcoin over the in the next bull market. Obviously, that is a very long range, but the minimum he's calling for is 100,000 in 2025. And he goes. I tweeted it this morning, the video, and it goes into a deep explanation of all the charts, all the RSI, all 200-week moving average. And according to this person, we are out of the bear market. We have gone on and started the next bull. And he says that a lot of people believing that this is a sucker's rally. It really means that is the next bull market. Is he right? I don't know. It was a very convincing video. And again, one of my friends, Daniel, had called me a few weeks ago saying that unless these trends reverse, you are looking at possibly the start of the next bull run. And I think, I don't want to say this confirms it. I say this heavily suggests that my friend was right a few weeks ago. So let's hope. And somebody that is usually bearish on Omi, Sona Vivi over on Twitter, says, Omi gives me Solana vibes, community sentiment, and everyone screaming for lower prices. And Sona Vivi has gone on and said that he thinks Omi can do a 2 to 3x in the next couple of weeks. So again, I don't know what that end game is there. Again, Sona Vivi is usually relatively bearish and negative on Omi and Vivi, but for now has happened to go and say, hey, I believe this because of X, Y, and Z. It's just something else to look at. Shout out to WC3NTE for having 222 full sets on Twitter. Absolutely bananas. I love that. Also, some of you may notice that speaking of full sets, obviously I got this most recent Infinity Stone, but if you recall that the Aether that this Infinity Stone isn't technically a stone. It is, when Thor describes it in Endgame, it's more of like a sludge. And when Jane Foster, who was not yet Lady Thor at that moment, stuck her hand in there, the sludge went into her. So you don't see an Infinity Stone when you look into it in AR. So I tried putting Jane Foster, the Marvel Mighty, in there. I had outside. I used the animation, and it doesn't really work. And the animation, this is animated too. You press it, and the top goes like this, or it goes like this. It'll go vice versa. But yeah, it's I'm interested to see how they call it an Infinity Stone when the stone or the Aether, the actual sludge that's supposed to be in there, is not in there. Very curious about that. Comment all your theories down below. Anyway, guys, I think that's it for me today. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. Everyone say bye-bye to Dashi. Oh, where is Dashi? I love you guys. Goodbye. Meow, 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 meow.